Coming. All right, so we are live, man. Welcome to another episode of Talking Sports with Manny. Today, I got two of my very good friends with me. We got Tommy Taylor. He has his own podcast. Tell us about your podcast, Tommy.
Oh yeah, you know what? I actually just got a startup podcast, Back Row Titans. We're not up and running just yet, but I got a lot of good stuff coming. So look out for it.
And I got my boy Tory Muhammad. Tell us a little bit about yourself, bro.
Oh man, 27 years old, man. Just young, still young, student, trying to get it. Here to support my boy, Manny, here to support you. We can talk sports, man. Love sports, love ball.
Hey, Tory, speak up just a little bit. Yeah. Tory got that cool voice. And it's your boy Tory.
I'm here to support.
All right. So, man, we're going to kick it off with the first topic, man. First topic is Dak Prescott. Okay. So, you guys know that Dak Prescott wanted a 4-year deal, and Jerry Jones wanted a 5-year deal. So, what Dak Prescott is really trying to do is he wants to sign now, but then hit free agency again once those like the TV deals go up and things of that nature. So the way that Dak is trying to structure himself, he's trying to win now as well as later. Now, I saw something on Twitter today. They're trying to offer him a contract of anywhere between $33 to $35 million a year and up to $100 million in guarantees. So, Tommy, talk to us about this guarantee. When they say somebody's guaranteed, we was talking about it a little earlier.
Oh yeah, in the NFL, you don't get a solid number guaranteed. It's they call it guaranteed. So it could be a roster bonus, a workout bonus, things like that. It's tied to something to where if you're not there, if something happens to you, the team's not on the hook for it. As opposed to like an NBA contract where it might as well be written in blood.
Right.
So the NFL is really a little snakish on that. But I guess when you think about it, they have 53 guys on the active roster at all times. Then they have practice squad players as opposed to like the NBA. And
right.
NBA is only carrying what, 15, 16, something like that.
15 is like a two-way contracts, making it 17.
But as a Laker fan, if anybody can remember us carrying what was those two bozos that we had?
DJ Benga?
Nah, not Benga. The one guy was actually okay. The other
Jordan Clarkson. Not Jordan Clarkson. Jordan, the big man.
It was a big man. He was a 4. He was a 304. I can't think of his name. But we had Mozgov and we had
Kamen Sakre.
Nah, the African dude.
Sakre. It was the
Banga. No, it wasn't Banga.
I just said DJ Banga.
He had dreads.
It may have been Banga. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, those guys locked our contract, locked our cap space down. But in NFL, doesn't work that way. They can cut you and they can get cap space. It's like Antonio Brown. His contract was guaranteed last year, and it wasn't truly guaranteed. There's ways around it in the NFL.
He's fighting that right now.
He did get paid.
So, Tory, what is your take, man? Do you think that Dak Prescott is worth the money he's about to get?
I mean, man, as an Eagles fan, I try to stay as unbiased. As a fan, I try to, as the sport and the game, I try to stay as unbiased as possible. But if I was, as a fan, I say, oh man, I hate him. But if we're being realistic here, just looking at the numbers, just pure stats, the guy deserves to get paid. It's just his resume speaks for itself. It's not to say that he's I don't think he's an elite talent. I think he's a solid player. He still struggles in big games. If that has been apparent. But at the same time, they give credit to many other quarterbacks that have played, with talent. I'm sorry to say Ryan Tannehill. I'm just throwing it out there. So I don't see, I don't see why, Kirk Cousins, we're just throwing names out there, so I can't see why he wouldn't deserve to get paid solid money, being he's a young QB. He does. I think he does have some ability. So yeah, man. I say go ahead and get paid, young man. I don't see a problem.
Before
Well,
you come back, Manny,
go ahead, Tommy.
let me listen, man. The question was, did the man deserve his money or not? You got to get that hate out your heart, Tory. You got to get that hate out your heart, man. Listen,
Hey, man.
if Wentz can get $100 million contract, listen, I should be getting $100 million contract. Listen, me and Wentz almost played the same amount of games, man. I don't know what's going on with him. Come on, man.
Carson Wentz, man, you can't find him in the playoffs.
Listen, how many games has Dak?
You can't find him in December.
Hey, man, I'm on record saying this. They're gonna hate me for it, but I was never on board with fully signing Carson Wentz to that huge contract immediately because we had options, and I think how we rushed it. I want the best for the organization, but at the same time, it was also a cheap deal because
y'all should have paid Foles.
Y'all
should have paid Foles.
I mean, he wasn't going to command as much as Wentz, so it really came down to GM doing what he wanted and investing in young talent, and I understand the decision. I get it, but I think he did it too soon. But at the same time, he's still a solid player. He's still a great player with great talent, but he is injury prone. So, it is what it is. We're going to see if he can get healthy this season. If not, Hurts is coming for his job.
Okay. So, back to Carson Wentz. Who do you think is a better quarterback between Dak Prescott and Carson Wentz? I'm going to let Tommy answer first.
Oh, Dak. Hands down. Hands down, no competition. I'm going to tell you why. Listen, because Dak, for one, as far as QBR goes, Dak has always had a high QBR. Dak, and as much as the thing about it is Carson Wentz, the team was actually built around Carson Wentz. Now, you can question the weapons he had, but his MVP year, he had, an Alshon Jeffrey that was playing decent. He had a few other guys on there I'm not naming because, I couldn't keep up with the team because I'm not a huge fan. But he had players that he was working with. The the year he was competing for the MVP. But outside of that, what has Carson Wentz ever done? Outside of that 1 year. Now, the thing is, when you have a guy and he's usually trash, but he had one good season, it starts to seem to me that the 1 year was the outlier.
Oh wow.
Like, he tricked us, He fooled us, I'm gonna tell you, David Carr. Remember that guy? Yeah. Remember that 1 year that David Carr had that was great? And everybody was talking about how great David Carr was. And now Bench Mariota is over there licking his chops for to take over for David Carr. Now let's get back to Dak, because let me speak on Dak. Speak on Dak.
That's all I got to say. Back surgery.
Let me speak on Dak. And then so my man Dak, soon listen, they're now starting to build an offense around that guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? 4th round pick. Bet on himself. This guy is ascending. Now, the thing about the Cowboys is, I don't know, man. The Cowboys they collapse on themselves. They are trash. I hate the Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? I actually really, really hate the Cowboys. I like Dak, but I hate the Cowboys. I actually don't like anybody on their team almost. Okay. But so it pains me to say anything good about them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I would pick Dak's career versus Wentz's career, and I would pick Dak every time, hands down.
All right, Tory, what you got to say?
Hey, man, look, like I said, the numbers they kind of back you up. I can't deny that. They kind of back you up only, but that's where they say numbers never tell the whole story.
Mm-hmm.
The eye test is really the key there. Um, I'd say when you're watching Carson and his ability to his feel for the game, his feel in the pocket, his ability to make plays. Dak, he doesn't show that same instinct or ability when everything comes crashing down.
Mm-hmm.
He also has a solid team. Cowboys do a great job of finding receivers. Do a really good job of finding receivers all the time. And they're great running backs. So he has a solid cast around him as well.
Right. Dak
So
needs a lot.
they're both in similar positions, both in really similar positions. It's I think it really just comes down. It really comes down to, I think they've both been in a rut. They've had their own issues. Dak has had a problem, not winning big games. I think Carson has also had the same problem. Now, that's where Foles excelled. But Wentz has also been injured. That's a big issue. Spinal or back injury, spinal injury. That's huge. Same thing like you mentioned with David Carr earlier. He had the same type of injury. And that basically we're seeing his career go downhill, and kind of it's kind of been steady lately.
Well,
but for the most part, man, that can affect any player.
Well, I'm about to school both of y'all and give y'all the real. First of all, Dak Prescott is not that good. He's a good quarterback, but he's not that good. He's just a guy who is decent, and he's gonna get paid. Okay, he's the guy. As soon as they got Amari Cooper, I was like, "Whoa, this guy looks good." Okay, you take away Amari Cooper, and you don't got nothing. First of all, I'm trying to tell y'all, Dak is not what y'all think he is. He's gonna go somewhere. I hope he goes somewhere. And then, look.
Question: who was his receivers before Amari Cooper?
I don't even know who he had, honestly. But you know what? Who is Carson Wentz throwing to? Because them receivers ain't all that. Especially last season.
Anyone.
Let's talk about last season.
One.
This dude still had mad numbers last season with nobody. They had me.
Hold on, man. I'm not gonna. We're not gonna do that.
I was out there.
Check his roster
for a game.
Go look at his roster. He had Nelson.
We're gonna talk about his roster. We're gonna talk about the roster.
I was running. I was out there on the field running right for him.
Yeah, whatever.
Right. Tory was out there not catching any passes. He had hands. I mean, if you look, I've tried to look at that roster, and their two best receivers are the tight ends, and Zach Ertz. I'm sorry, man. Those Eagles receivers.
This guy had Ertz. Come on, man. What are we making excuses for, man?
What?
But they had Cooper.
Exactly. They had Amari Cooper. They had Randall Cobb, who had great numbers, and then Michael.
Come on, hold on. The man had JJ Arcega-Whiteside. Come on, man. When he second round pick or something like that. Come on, man. He had the great what's my man's name? I used to be in love with him. Nelson Aguilar. Come on, they picked him.
You making my point.
They picked him. Carson, Nelson Aguilar is going to be great on another team.
Press that button.
Hey, look. Carson Wentz was throwing to no one, bro, and they were catching.
Man.
Okay, if you take Dak and you put him on the Eagles with that roster on offense, and then you take Carson Wentz and put him on Dallas, Carson Wentz will have a field day with Amari Cooper. Carson Wentz will have a field day with all those receivers that Dallas got. Now you add a CD Lamb. Come on, man.
Did he have Deshaun Jackson last year? But Deshaun got hurt. He got hurt
all year.
All right, listen, man. But Nelson Aguilar was a first round pick, correct?
Hey, what up, Rod? What'd you say?
Was Nelson was the first round pick, right?
No. Nelson Aguilar?
I think he was a first round pick.
You got to be kidding me.
He was a first or second round pick. He was a high pick.
Let us know, man. There is no way. If Nelson Aguilar was a first round pick, then man, I'm not even going to say anything because I'm not going to.
He was he was a top pick. I can't remember.
See, that's how you know Nelson Aguilar. Sorry, Tory don't even remember.
Yeah, he was first round pick.
Tory just woke up.
Okay, I remember this was Chip Kelly era. Chip Kelly.
All right, so he was a first round pick.
Trash.
JJ Arcega-Whiteside was he was either second or third, right?
Trash.
Alshon Jeffrey, right?
Oh yeah, Rob just confirmed it. 20th pick overall. Oh my gosh.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Dallas Goedert was what? First round pick?
Probably. I think so.
The man and that's not even speaking on the tight end Ertz.
I don't think Ertz was a first round pick.
No, I'm not saying he was a first round pick. I'm just saying he's the top tight end.
Okay.
Combined with Alshon Jeffrey, combined with Deshaun Jackson for however long he had him. I mean, what else? What more can you put around this man? As a team, as a GM,
you know who Nelson Aguilar is? Nelson Aguilar and Corey Davis are twins. Okay, so you want to talk about some Nelson Aguilar? Come on, man.
Sometimes it's the quarterback, not the receiver.
We're talking about practice, man. We're not talking about the game. We're talking about practice.
Sometimes it's the quarterback and not the receiver. That's all I'm saying.
Man, Tommy, I ain't.
Oh no, man.
We gonna move on to our next pick, man. To our next topic.
Listen, did they try to put pieces around this man?
Well, they didn't try hard enough.
All right,
man. Chris Jones, man. Let's move on to the next pick. To the next. I can't even talk, man. He says, anyways, I just wanted to say what's up. I'm gonna go record Steelers show. Brick Hands Aguilar. Thank you. Brick Hands Aguilar.
Hey, listen, they picked him. They loved him.
Hey, did you remember
First round pick.
On screen. Did you remember
first round pick?
Who was?
Tom, you first round pick. He's first round pick. Yeah.
First round pick, baby. You got you gotta respect it.
Yeah, first round pick like Corey Davis. But yeah, we're gonna talk about Corey Davis.
Let's talk about Corey Davis.
Okay.
Let's talk.
First round pick. Where was he before AJ Brown got there?
Listen, Corey Davis actually had a decent rookie season.
Mm-hmm.
His second season wasn't so great. Third season was okay. He's not what you want. His production is not what you want out of a 5th overall pick. I agree, but at the same time, I agree completely. But at the same time, Corey Davis is no bust by any stretch.
I'm not saying that he's a bust, but when you're talking about first round, you're talking about
better than that
first round. So
if better than that, you can win with Corey Davis.
Can you?
Did you see the 2 touchdowns he caught on the Patriots his rookie season in the playoffs?
Then what happened after that?
Rookie
what Nelson Aguilar do? Come on, man. Don't do that.
But you're talking about a first rounder. He's supposed to be first rounder. I mean, hey, it's your argument.
My argument is they've tried to put talent around him, man. If he doesn't succeed with talent around him, then it's on him.
Okay.
Well, listen. What my team, Marcus Mariota.
You want to talk about
talent around him? He didn't show up.
Wait. You want to talk about first rounders? Okay. Amari Cooper was a first rounder, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's had 1,000 yards every year of his life, right? Okay. Michael Gallup was a high second round.
Listen, you're taking my argument and making a different argument. Like because he's a first rounder, he's supposed to be great. That's not what I said. I'm saying they put talent around Carson Wentz. They tried to give this man talent. So you can't sit here and then point the finger at everybody else and say, he has nothing around him. We tried to put people around him. Make something out of it. Listen, make something out of it.
But
you know, that's all I'm saying.
He did make something out of it. His numbers are unbelievably better than Dak.
Okay, great. So he has no excuses, is what I'm saying. Carson Wentz has no excuses to be as trash as he is. You keep putting up numbers. We'll put up wins.
He's not trash. He puts up 27 touchdowns every year.
I got
Go
you.
look at the
I got you.
numbers.
I got you. Listen.
47
It was the pressure you guys put on me to call him. I had to call him garbage. All right. I don't believe that, but you guys.
Oh,
but anyways, Dak's not more deserving of a contract. I mean, Wentz is not more deserving of a contract than Dak. So if Wentz can get paid, Dak can get paid. That's all I'm saying. If you tell me who has the higher ceiling, then I'm gonna go with Wentz. But if you tell me if you made me bet $100 million on the quarterback that's gonna eventually do something, I'm betting on Dak because I don't know if Wentz will ever play. You know what I'm saying? How long does he really got? Come on, man. That's all I'm saying.
I guess that's why they went and drafted Jalen Hurts, huh? But that's a topic for another show. Moving on to topic number 2, man. Let's talk about Chris Jones. Chris Jones is a heck of a defensive tackle. All this dude does is produce. I think 2 years ago he had 15 sacks, and then last year he had 9 sacks. So this year was make it or break it. I think he was like 50-year. Was he 50-year? I'm not even sure, but either way, they franchised him, and they were going to make him sign that franchise tag. Tomorrow is a deadline at 3:00, so it's time for players to decide, or teams to decide: are we going to pay our guys or let them play out that franchise tag? So today he got a 4-year, $85 million contract, 60 in guarantees. What do y'all think about that deal, Tory?
I think it was an amazing deal. Seeing as much how you put pressure, how you put pressure on QBs, man, and it's huge, man. He's a freak of nature at DT. I think they did the right thing. I saw many people that were complaining about Pat's contract and how it was going to affect Jones, and they made it work. And I think they made.
I don't know how.
Them
dudes,
I don't know how they did.
Them dudes got monopoly money.
They have a wizard at GM. The GM is a magician. That's the only way you can pull that off. Because I heard the cap space they had, what they were working with, was really thin. Like it was this thin. It was thin. So I don't know how they did it. I think it was amazing. I think it'll keep them in contention. They have all their players under contract. It was an amazing deal. It was an amazing job, and man, they're going to be here for a long time.
They are scary because you get your leader back on defense in Chris Jones, and then you get your franchise player and leader in Patrick Mahomes, and then you kind of have this team together at least for the next 4 to 5 years. You have pretty much everybody signed for the most part. Tyreek Hill got his deal. I think Kelsey has a few years left on his deal. Sammy Watkins is gone. He's probably going to go to the Eagles or something.
He's expendable.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Mecole Hardman is coming up. And so, Tommy, what do you think of this deal, man?
Oh, I love it. I think this deal it's about Super Bowls. I mean, because if you think about it, Chris Jones is arguably just as valuable as Patrick Mahomes in that Super Bowl, man. I mean, and just the run leading up to it. Listen, we played him, and I know what he did to us. I mean, I was praying that guy wasn't going to be available. And he was, and he changed the game. He put a lot of pressure on us. So I mean, to be honest with you, his impact is not exaggerated. So I think the Chiefs are doing right here. You're paying what's going to happen with the Chiefs is they're not going to keep those middle players. Like those guys that are, not that great, but not so bad. They're not going to keep those guys. They're not going to pay them. They're just going to go for young players,
rookies,
and then their top talent. They're going to pay their top talent because they just paid Tyreek Hill not too long ago, right? As soon as he got done slapping up the girl, they hit him with a contract, right? Got him for the low.
They got him at a steal because after he got paid, and I think 2 other receivers got paid and reset the whole market. So getting Tyreek Hill at a deal.
Hey man, when he was on his last leg in the NFL facing suspension, they told him, they said, "Hey man, we got you, baby. Sign this deal right."
Oh man.
Coming off this week.
It's like look.
I'm starting to think they paid the girl. You know what I'm saying?
Look, they let Kareem Hunt go, and then Andy Reid slapped himself and said, "I'm stupid." And now Tyreek Hill do something. He turns the other way. Like, I didn't see nothing.
I ain't see nothing.
He said, ain't nothing. I'm just chilling. But,
and listen, and I'm not for that. For me,
Right.
he would have been off of my team.
Mm-hmm.
But you get a Super Bowl out of it, man. You got to think about it. That's all I'm saying.
Look, I'm a Skins fan.
Hey, all it takes is a good PR person. That's all it takes.
Right.
Good PR person weather the storm. That's all it takes.
Hey, this is how we can tell many ain't mainstream just yet, because we had to cut all this out. They sympathizing, but I'm not sympathizing with them. I'm just sitting here saying,
Yeah, I'm not mainstream.
Play to win the game, I guess.
Thank God. Because
play to win the game.
Talking about here is crazy. I'm just glad that nobody's gonna shut me down. At least not right now. Not right now. But let's talk about Myles Garrett, man. Myles Garrett just got a $125 million contract, 5 years. So what this means is he is the highest paid defensive player in the NFL. Higher.
Who else is the Browns going to pay?
Huh?
Who else is the Browns going to pay?
Hey, they're paying a lot of people right now. I don't even know. Like the Chiefs, and the Browns. Look, Chiefs and the Browns. Okay, first of all, Jarvis Landry.
None of their players get a second contract. That's how they have this money.
No, they're not. They're not. But what I'm saying is they're paying people, and I'm scratching my head. So first of all, you made what's that tight end? Austin Hooper. You made Austin Hooper the highest paid tight end in the NFL.
We're like $3 million.
Look, we're talking about Austin Hooper, man. We're not talking about Travis Kelce. We ain't talking about George Kittle. We're talking about Austin Hooper. So you make Austin Hooper the highest paid tight end in the league. OBJ and Jarvis Landry, they're in the top 10. Maybe I don't know, with all this new deal. So you got two receivers getting paid at least $16 million or $17 million and up. Then you got some guys on defense that you're already paying, not as high as Myles Garrett, right? Then you got Baker and Ward, Denzel Ward. Their contracts are coming up in about 2-3 years. So it's just interesting. I mean, you had to pay Myles Garrett, but paying him this much, I don't think. I guarantee you, if you paid him a little bit less, he would have taken the deal. It was an extension.
I'm gonna tell you why I agree with this contract and what I believe the Browns are trying to do.
Okay.
I believe this contract was a very good contract for not only Myles Garrett, but for the Browns. What the Browns are trying to do, this contract is alerting everybody else in the NFL that, hey, we're serious. We're going to pay our players so you can get paid over here. Myles Garrett's going to be a part of this team for a long time because he's a winning player.
Mm-hmm.
No matter if they win or not, he's a winning player. And we can talk about that whole Mason Rudolph thing when Myles Garrett lying about that. But whatever.
Wait. Speaking of Tyreek Hill doing bad and getting a contract, this dude is suspended and just got money.
Yeah, but I think that's a one-off, though. I think that's a one-off. I don't think he's going to do that again.
No, he won't do that again. He won't do that again.
He better not. He's going to be out the league.
You get that contract, that conduct detrimental to the team, and you can be out of here like Antonio Brown. And, you and that $30 million can turn to $5 million.
Let me give you
skating team.
Let me give you an interesting fact. Now, do y'all know what draft Myles Garrett is from? Is it the 20? I don't know. But whatever draft that he's from, he was 1. McCaffrey was, I think, 5, and then Mahomes was 10. Those 3 guys from that draft are the highest paid players at their position. Of course, right. Mahomes, the richest deal in the entire league. Myles Garrett, the highest defensive player in the league, and McCaffrey, the highest paid running back in the league. So, hey, that draft is winning right now, and all 3 teams did it at an extension in their 3rd year. You know what I'm saying? Instead of waiting for that 4th year and that 5th year option, and then you pay your guy. If you're serious about your guy, like Tommy said, you go ahead and you pay your guy. The Titans should have paid Henry last year. You don't wait till now. You franchise him, then now you want to pay him, or you want to work a deal.
Let me speak to that then.
Yeah, speak to that.
Henry didn't do in his first 3 seasons what those guys did in their first 3 seasons.
That's true.
I mean, and you can simplify it as simple as that. Yeah, I'll give you another one. I'll give you another one. During Henry's rookie year, we had the market. Oh, how you say that man's name? DeMario Murray,
Yeah.
whatever his name is. We had him, and he had a great season. That first year, second season not so much. But I remember one of the teams we were playing. The defensive player was on the radio, and they were talking like with their team, and they said that they didn't mind when Derrick Henry got on the field because he was one dimensional. And they were saying that in his rookie and his sophomore year, Derrick Henry's one dimensional. So we'd rather he be on the field than Murray. And as much as I love Derrick Henry, I love him.
Oh yeah,
I think he's a great as far as pure running back. I think he's top 5 in the league.
Okay.
Top 4 as far as purely running the ball. But Derrick Henry is still a one-dimensional running back. So
I disagree. I think that Derrick Henry can catch the ball, but the Titans' offense or the way that he's used, he's not required to catch the ball. Because you and I know those games when he did catch the ball.
I said this to you last year.
Huh?
I said this to you last year. Don't try to use my old argument against me. I told you that.
I know. Yeah, you said that after you got him from me in a trade. I said, sucker. I like Derrick Henry a lot. I'm a big fan of his. And the last 2 years, he's really – and you put me on. I didn't know much about Derrick Henry. All I knew was that he played at Alabama and he was a Heisman, right? And y'all got him in the second round, which was a steal, because people are skeptical about drafting running backs from Alabama. We saw, we see them. You draft them, sometimes they don't pan out. Eddie Lacy, Mark Ingram. It took Mark Ingram like 5 years to become an NFL running back. So, you know what I'm saying? It does happen. Tory?
Oh, no, I was about to say, I think the biggest difference with Derrick Henry is he is an anomaly. He's like a LeBron James of his position. People try to say Brandon Jacobs. They try to say this. They try to say that.
Right.
But when he's fast. He's fast. He's humongous, and he's nimble on his feet when he wants to be. He plays like a power runner, but he can finesse you if he wants to. It's the same thing I think of with Leonard Fournette. Leonard Fournette is the same. They're like the same. I think Leonard Fournette is a little bit more versatile, but like they're just two physical freaks. So their latent abilities. You can't teach that. You can't teach that frame. You can't teach that strength. You can't teach that speed. They already have it. So it's just using it and getting them to use it to their full potential. Derrick Henry wasn't given the opportunity. He had to share the rock for years. But also, I don't think he had the same mindset either.
Yeah, see, and that, you know what, that dipped into his numbers because he didn't come in as no bell cow. He had to work his way. Right. I forgot about Murray, man.
That's what I'm saying. DeMarco Murray.
Yeah. So hey,
Tory, you lost me at Fournette though, but I was with you every other step of the way.
Nah, like I understand.
Fournette, that man, don't sleep.
No,
don't sleep on Fournette, man.
I see where Tory's coming from. Tommy hates Jacksonville. Okay, so he's never gonna give him any credit. But last year, look, last year, Fournette had over 70 catches, I believe. He's becoming more versatile. He's a great receiver. He's a good running back, but he just hasn't really, done what Jacksonville has wanted him to do. And I mean, the team is so sorry that Fournette don't want to break his back. I don't think Fournette is giving him his all because he was hurt in college, right? Or he has some history. So I don't blame him, man. Then they try to trade this guy. After this season, Fournette is gone. And we're going to get into the running backs, but let's move on to our next topic. I think our next topic is Elena Delidon. Yep, Elena Delidon. She plays for the Washington Mystics. I actually do keep up a little bit with the WNBA, especially if it's the Mystics or the Sparks. I've kind of like kept up with players over the year. Delle Donne is one of them players that she can beat some dudes. She can beat some legit NBA players, in my opinion. She is so versatile. She's like one of them players that, she might not be, as physical on a guy, or Tory's like, back and forth, but she can ball. You put
Cameron Payne, Quinn Cook. That's who she beat. Cameron Payne and Quinn Cook.
Rondo. I can name I can keep going.
The case is out on that one. The case is out on that.
She will pass Rondo down the 3-point line.
Because I can beat Payne. Listen.
She got Jared Dudley.
Yeah, I with you on that. Yeah.
But in all respect, she's a really good player, and she does the thing in her domain. Now, I saw something like she has some kind of disease. I'm not going to quote the disease because I don't know much about it. I don't want to mess that up, but she has some kind of disease that she's going through, and we all understand that the WNBA is now coming back. They're going to have their own bubble. They're like the sister league of the NBA. They kind of do what the NBA does. So they're having their own bubble, and there's been lots of players in the league that have said, "Hey, we're not coming." I know Chiney Ogumake said, "Oh no." She goes, "I'm not risking my career." She's an ESPN analyst, so she probably makes more doing ESPN than she does playing ball. But you do what you love. So what they were saying was she was trying to get clearance to say that, hey, I'm not going to play. I don't. So the doctors, I don't know if those were her doctors or the team doctors, but after they do all the assessment, they're like, "No, you're good to go. You got to play." And she's like, "I got to play." So I'm guessing that if she was not cleared medically, then that means she probably gets paid. But because the doctors cleared her, now it's kind of like, okay, you say you don't want to play, but we're not going to pay you. But then she wants to get paid. So what do y'all think about this whole thing?
Tory, you might want to go before me.
Look, man, how I see it is, man, this whole thing, man, it's all business. I think Tommy going to probably break it down a little bit better than me, but it's all business at the end of the day. Everybody is there for business. And I saw that the NBA is actually trying to heckle or they're trying to take money away from Victor Oladipo because he said he also doesn't want to take the risk of playing because he's been injured. He had a quad injury. And he doesn't look the same since he came back. So he said, it's been a long break. We're coming back in this bubble. Now you expect me to just jump right back into action. With injuries, you can't just do that.
All right.
You can't just jump right back into action. So they said, okay, well, to set the precedence, the Pacers said, we'll pay you.
Right.
But the NBA said, nah, we can't do that. So they said, okay, so that's an ongoing battle right now. They don't want to set that precedence. It's the same thing with Delle Donne. If she sits out with her injury or her disease, then they might say okay. Well, others might say okay, and then then they'll still have to pay them. So
right.
I think it's fair. I think you should pay your players. Why not? You have the funds. Why not pay them? Because they run. They are the business. And it's also a medical condition. You can't help that. She has Lyme disease. You can't, you can't blame her for having Lyme disease. Hey, you got Lyme disease, you can't get paid. Regular people get disability.
Right.
Even if it's a portion of your own check. So I think it's fair.
Tommy.
Man, listen. Raise your hand if you even knew that WNBA was gonna be in a bubble. Come on, man. Quit playing. Listen, there's no money for this. What are you talking about? You're not playing. Listen, you're barely getting money right now. Who watches them? Honestly, who watches the WNBA? And this isn't like a sexist thing or they're trash. They're not. They're great athletes, man. They're marketed terribly. Who even knew? Who knew they were going to a bubble? Not only that, but who cares? Like, who's wasting their time watching them?
Hey, I have some females who watch this show.
Listen, no. So follow me here.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. I don't care about the WNBA, not because I don't think that the women are great.
Right.
They're entertaining. It's because the WNBA is marketed so terribly. Because WNBA, who's ever behind this programming is marketing towards women. I mean, towards you're marketing this to a man, right? But the problem with that is we have the NBA. I'm sorry. The WNBA is a lesser product than the NBA. So if I am trying to watch the NBA, it's like the AFL, right? I'll watch
Your connection is messing up.
Tom, is it me? I'll watch the AFL when
hey, Tommy, did we lose you?
Can you hear me? Am I messing up for you too, Tory?
No, I hear you.
You hear me? All right. So I'll watch the AFL when given the opportunity, here and there, but I won't keep up with it. Just like the WNBA, I'll watch it here and there, but I'm not keeping up with it. It's because you're not selling me on why I should watch it. You're not selling me on stories. There's nothing that you're doing that is marketing towards me, that is capturing my attention. It's just like the UFC. I'm not a big UFC guy, but the storylines, Jorge Masvidal, oh man, I'm all about that. Not because and I don't even just like the sport so much, but you're giving me story and reason to want to watch, reasons that I want to see what's happening here. So the biggest issue is they don't have the money because they've marketed the WNBA so terribly because they want to, because they don't, listen, because they want to make believe that they're not girls. I'm sorry, but make them, what I'm saying? Do commercials, do the marketing girly. Don't try to market like a man because I'm not going to want to watch you now. You know what I'm saying? And the women aren't going to want to watch it either because you're not getting women to watch it because it's not marketed towards them. I'm sorry. So this is terrible. Market this towards women, and men that see women are going to want to see what's going on.
Right.
This is marketed terribly. Don't sit here and try to do everything the man does because you're not men. I'm sorry. You're just not. So whatever world you want to live in, and as long as you continue to do that, you guys will never be paid. There's no money for Della Don to sit at home.
Right.
None. So no, she doesn't get paid. Just think about it. It's like, and then they was talking about, we get treated terribly compared to the NBA. Don't make any money. You know what I'm saying? Like, who's paying for this? Get out of here. Who's paying for this?
My stomach.
You have to make money.
Time out.
So the NBA pay for.
Time out. We do not want to get canceled.
I'm not trying to get canceled. What I believe is they listen to me. Yeah, listen, they can make money. The WNBA can be a great product of its own. It's just that you have to make it something that people actually want to watch. Right. Don't sit here and try to market it like it's the NBA because I don't care. Right. I don't care. I don't want to see that.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Right. All right, so the next topic, we got Michael Beasley. Michael Beasley's a guy, how can I put this? He's uber talented, but at the same time goofy, and at the same time, he has the worst luck in the world, man. He comes back in the league, he smokes weed, and he's out. He comes back in the league, he does drugs, and he's out. He comes back in the league, he goes through something, Lakers cut him. I know some personal reasons. Then he goes to overseas. Then he comes back. Okay, so Michael Beasley finally came back to the NBA to replace a guy that had the coronavirus, okay? So the Nets entire team has the virus. They had like 4 starters. First of all, Kyrie, that's a whole nother conversation because
Kyrie gave them all
hours.
He gave them all.
So
drink out the cup of the corona.
So check this out.
He spread it. He spread it.
Yeah, like the Kool-Aid.
So Beasley,
Kool-Aid.
so Beasley comes in, right, to replace somebody that has the coronavirus, right? Then I'm hearing something that he left the bubble and now he has the coronavirus. So guess what? Beasley is now going to be out the league. Look, this was literally his last chance. Okay, so you come in to replace somebody. So he was a replacement player, like the movie The Replacements. He was the replacement. Then you come in. They have one rule: stay in the bubble, follow the protocol. What the heck was Beasley going to go do? It was either women or drugs. Now you got the coronavirus. And now they probably gonna cut you. Now they got to replace you with somebody else. And it's like what's left. You're gonna see a whole bunch of Joakim Noahs, Perkins. You're gonna see guys like this coming into the league, and you're gonna be like, "Whoa, you're still alive? You still play?" So, Tory, thoughts?
Look, man. Bees, like you said, man, uber talented cat, man. Came in the league hot, and he just slowed down. He gradually slowed down. And then LeBron finished him when he came to the Heat. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's Bees, man. It's so tough, man, with guys like him. Because you want to keep giving him chances. Mm-hmm. Because he has the talent to help improve your team. But the key is getting him to focus when he's on your team.
Right.
And that is the problem we're having right now. Also, he's in an environment currently where everything is a little bit more free-flowing. If Kevin Durant and Kyrie are leaders of your team, then you're going to have a problem.
Right.
Like, because they aren't leaders.
Right.
Like, these guys, I'm not listening to Kyrie or KD for nothing. You can't tell me anything. Mm-hmm. One is a snake, and the other is going to switch up on you the next day. You know what I mean? Hey, what's up? What's up, Kyrie? Do I know you? Like, bro, we on the same team, brother. So the thing is, they got their own personal issues, and these are good, so they aren't who I would want leading my organization. And so Beasley, at least when he had LeBron, he had Wade, he had, he had someone who could try to keep him on the right path. As soon as he got in the bubble, the dude was right back out the bubble. What are you doing, man? This is your chance. What are you doing, my guy? It's infuriating almost. And it's disrespectful to many players that don't have a chance, but you keep getting multiple chances to prove yourself.
Guys, him and Josh Gordon. He's the Josh Gordon of the NBA, man. Good Lord. Cat of 9 lives, man.
Like you done jumped so many teams and had so many opportunities, and just because you can't discipline yourself, haven't taken advantage of that opportunity and shine consistently, man. Dude's a knucklehead. That's Tommy boy right there, man. Dude's a knucklehead. That's exactly what he is, man. That's OG language right there. I'm only 27, so that man's straight. That man's straight knucklehead, man.
All right, Tommy, what you got?
Hey, Tory said it best. He's a knucklehead, man. Listen, I don't know. This time, Michael Beasley shoots himself in the foot all the time. I agree with how talented he is. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna read you a quote that Michael Beasley said.
Okay.
As far as talent-wise, I match up with Kevin Durant, LeBron James. I match up with the best guys in the world. I'm not being cocky. This is how I always felt. And he says I got in trouble as soon as I got an NBA. Listen, he was talent-wise, he was not those guys, but Michael Beasley was very talented. Is very talented. But he does shoot himself in the foot. He makes a lot of mistakes. This time, I hope it wasn't something where he left the bubble and went and got himself exposed.
It was good, Nick.
My question though is, didn't he have to pass the test to get there?
Right.
And if he did, then he failed the test after being there. Then somebody else there would have had to either give it to him, so somebody else has to be positive or asymptomatic, or he went and did something stupid.
He probably did.
His track record means he probably went and did something stupid.
There was a guy from the Sacramento Kings that actually stepped out the bubble and is now in self-quarantine for 10 days because he probably went to grab some Postmates, and now he's like, "I'm sorry, man. I just wanted to,
Did you see the little thotty that sent the message? She said, "I already got invited to the bubble." She said, "The season's ending early."
Oh man.
I was like, man,
the sacrifice that the NBA really has been on top of it. Out of the 300 plus players that was tested, I think around July, let's say 7th or something like that, only 2 players have tested positive while they've been in Orlando. Now, granted that with these recent events, I don't know what's going on anymore.
All the Nets got it. So I almost, Beasley kind of blame this on them. All the Nets got it. It's been like 10 Nets players that had the coronavirus.
Yeah. So I still say Beasley is just a knucklehead, like he said. So the last segment of the day, this is the best segment of the day, the running backs for free agency 2021. Let me pull up this list. I'm going to let Tommy talk about Derrick Henry while I pull up the rest of the list.
Okay.
This list right here is pretty good. There's going to be names on here, and you're going to be like, oh, man, I didn't know that. And then, playing Dynasty Fantasy, it's kind of like, now I'm kind of like, oh, man, situations. Because you might think a running back is good now, especially in Dynasty, and then next year they're leaving. You know what I'm saying? And it messes up the whole thing. Jeez, where did I post this list? Because I saw this quickly and I posted it into this fantasy group that I'm in. And for some reason,
well, I'll shoot from the hip on Derrick real quick.
Okay.
I believe Derrick is a prime candidate for another tag, to be honest with you. And then I believe that they'll work something out with him long term next year. But the reason I say that he'll have another tag is because who else is the Titans tagging?
Right.
We do have some contracts that are ending and stuff like that, but no one to the extent of a Derrick Henry. Once they locked up their quarterback, now only Derrick's there. The only other.
Yeah, so really Derrick Henry was first on the list, so it's very fitting.
I was gonna say the only other situation where Derrick won't be tagged is if Corey Davis has a breakout season, and then you have to try to re-sign Corey Davis. But between the two, I'm still going to go with Henry. Derrick. So yeah, I believe he'll be tagged again next year, and I believe he'll get because next year he's not going to be so nice. He'll hold out, so he'll get his contract next year. But I'm guessing the Titans want to see it one more time, and I think they will. So let's talk about the other one.
That sucks. Okay, so now you got Leonard Fournette, Dalvin Cook, Aaron Jones, Joe Mixon, Alvin Kamara, Phillip Lindsay, Marlon Mack, Kenyon Drake, and Todd Gurley. Then you also got some notables in James Conner, Kareem Hunt, Matt Breida, Tariq Cohen, Chris Carson. Bruh.
Let's not talk about the notables.
Huh?
Let's not talk about the notables.
Okay, gotcha. Not even Connor? Not even Connor?
Not even Connor.
Okay. Kareem Hunt?
Who?
Kareem Hunt.
It depends. It depends on what he does this year. But right now, Kareem Hunt's not. Did Kareem Hunt do anything last year to make you feel like he's a top running back, like that somebody's going to pay him top dollar in free agency?
Not last year, no. Okay. He looked good, but I put
But running backs, listen, after second contract running backs, unless you were like a world beater, no one really cares.
Right. I still think that Kareem Hunt is going to be a problem in the NFL.
Okay.
Period. I think it all depends on where he goes next. If he goes to the perfect system, let's say, for example, what teams need running backs? Everybody always needs. Everybody needs running backs. Everybody needs two.
Quick question for you, Manny.
Mm-hmm.
Was it more Kareem Hunt or more Andy Reid's system?
It's a little bit of both.
That's a solid question. That's a solid question.
Damian Williams.
I feel you, but Damian Williams doesn't scare anybody.
But listen, but he had some major moments.
If you look at Kareem,
moments in Kansas City, Spencer Ware, these guys were actual names because of the system they're running in Kansas City. That's all I'm saying.
I've done a piece. I did a piece on Kansas City. I did a 5-year history, right? When I really dug into Kareem Hunt, that rookie year, 1,300 yards, right? Mm-hmm. Then he caught about 300-400 yards receiving. I don't quote me because I don't really know like the numbers right now.
He had a great rookie season.
Yeah, then the second season, he was on his way. I mean, remember you traded me. Every time you trade me somebody, something either bad happens to me and something good happens to you. You traded me Kareem Hunt, and then he got cut. Okay, so I'll never forgive you for that. But what I was saying was Kareem Hunt was well on his way to another 1,300-yard season. Now, granted, yes, it's Andy Reid. I get it. But LaShawn McCoy was still LaShawn McCoy, right?
Mm-hmm.
In Buffalo, he put up some numbers, some respectable numbers. So what I'm saying is Kareem Hunt, to me, has that special factor. It's just that he's working himself back into the league. You know, you messed up. You're in a situation that only the Browns wanted you. So you got to work back into – I'm telling you, if he goes to the right system, like let's say to the Falcons or a team like that next year, where he's the bell cow, then we'll really see. I mean, right now we're just speculating. It might be Andy Reid. Then again, it might be Kareem Hunt. Tory?
We talking on Kareem Hunt. We talking to James.
Yeah, Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt for right now.
Kareem, man, like you said, man, I think he has an it factor. I think he possibly has an it factor. But like Tommy said though, you know, that offense is spread open because Andy Reid and Pat. So you can come and put up numbers. I think you can. When we look at LaShawn McCoy is a shell of the old LaShawn.
Right.
And what's his name? Damian Harris.
Damian Williams.
He's a receiving back mostly.
Thank you.
He's more of a receiving back than he is in between the tackles. Like Kareem was, who can go in between the tackles and outside, but mostly in between. So, I mean, it's a gamble. I think you're taking a gamble on him, but I think it's a solid gamble. I think, you know what I mean, you know, you're taking a 70-30, you know, 60, you know, something like that, you know, because you expect him to be a star, you know, immediate impact. As soon as you get him on your team, he could be every down back.
Right.
He could possibly be every down back. So, yeah, I mean, if you got that chance to get him, you know, you go out, you get him if you need a running back. I think
he's gonna be cheap.
Might be looking at him because Jay Gray and James Conner into the ground.
Bruh, I will not be upset if my Redskins pick up Kareem Hunt to go with what we got. Because Bryce Love, we're not sure. Darius Geis, we're not sure. But if you can get a guy like Kareem Hunt,
talented.
Huh? No, guy. Look, I love Geis. Tommy would tell you. I have 2 guys jerseys. That's my guy. But with Adrian Peterson being in his last season, Bryce Love, we ain't seen you yet. I don't mind a Kareem Hunt in Darius Geis' backfield. I don't mind it at all.
Right.
Listen, Kareem Hunt as your second running back or something like that, I think is great. But I'm just gonna say, listen, man, don't discount that system, man. Listen, they made a guy named Darrell Williams into, you know, a legit fantasy player, you know, last year, you know, for the running backs was hurt. You know, like they can make something out of almost anything.
Right.
The running back position.
Hey,
you know.
But that boy they just got from LSU, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, in that system, like you're saying, he's about to blow up. He might not blow up week 1 through 7, but after week 8, that's the guy to have.
I got you.
That's the guy to have. And if I'm you in our dynasty league, that better be your number 1 pick. Because if it's not, I'm a laugh. But then again, you know, you might go Jonathan Taylor. There's so many great rookie running backs this season that you can go either way. But for me, since you say that it's the system, that's the guy I get with Mahomes for the next 5 years.
Hey, you onto something. You on
Hey,
something?
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, so that was a nugget right there. I'm not giving you any more. So we got Derrick Henry on this list. We got Fournette, which we already talked about. Now, Dalvin Cook is an
Let me talk about
intriguing
Fournette right quick, because I agree with Tory real quick.
Okay, Fournette. Okay.
I agree with Tory. He's not going back to the Jaguars. No one wants to play for the Jaguars, at all. I think Fournette somewhere else, we'll get to really see what Fournette can do. I think Fournette's. I don't think he's a very smart guy, but he can play the running back position. Very well. Huh?
I think he's mentally dejected. I think he's dejected from the Jacksonville Jaguars. As you see, their culture is horrible. Their culture, all the players, they got players asking out of the team every year. I ain't even on the team. You know what I mean? Y'all asking out of the team. Y'all not even on the team. They got players asking out.
That's
asking
true.
to be traded away every season. So when you have an environment like that, it's not going to make you the best. Knowing he needs a mentor, knowing he needs
a mentor,
good coaching, knowing he needs,
right.
And maybe once he first got there, maybe once he first got there, they were already in turmoil because he was getting in trouble since his rookie year.
Right.
So a place like the Patriots would be great for Fournette. Him and Cam, that's something.
That would be nice.
He needs a Belichick. He needs a Peterson. He needs somebody that's going to get behind him, rear him, coach. A good coach. Just a good coach that knows that's a player's coach and knows
or even
how to work with him.
Imagine Fournette in San Francisco.
That would be Seattle.
I mean, it would be perfect.
Or Seattle. All right, so we got Dalvin Cook and Alvin Kamara. Those are two that I think shouldn't hit free agency.
Dalvin Cook won't.
Yeah. I mean, you got to pay him now. Because this is going to be, he's going into year 4, right? So this is his last year of his deal.
Dalvin Cook should get real comfortable with the tag.
I don't know, man. The way that his knees and ankles
he wants to get paid like a superstar. The problem with Dalvin Cook is, man, I gotta see you.
Health.
Yeah, I gotta see you be healthy.
Right.
I gotta see if you can take this before I commit these dollars to you.
Right.
I gotta see if you can take this.
Right.
And if I'm the Vikings, man, I tag him I get 2 more years out of him, and I'm trading him. I'm out. Yes, sir.
You see, you are the reason why the running back position is dying. You are the reason.
Somebody's gonna pay Dalvin.
Hey, man,
but if I'm the Vikings, I don't make it meet.
I disagree with you, Tommy. I'm gonna have to stop you there, brother, because Cook is a huge reason Kirk was able to actually eventually dang near perform. I feel like Kirk Cousins is not that guy.
Right.
Yet they paid that man like he is that guy.
Like
I
that.
would have traded Kirk Cousins. That's who I would have traded. I would have traded Kirk Cousins. He gotta go. You pack your bags, get up out of here, because you can't be here.
Kirk Cousins and Dak Prescott are the same.
Listen, you NFC East guys got to get that hate out y'all heart, man. Listen,
look,
I'm mad at Kirk Cousins on y'all, man.
We know what we're talking about.
Listen, y'all carried that hate all the way from the NFC East. Y'all still mad at that man? He playing for the Vikings now.
Look, we've seen Kirk.
How do you have Stephon Diggs? How do you have
Diggs ain't that great?
How do you have all this talent, Dalvin Cook, and you can't get the job done? You alienated your wide receiver, and you let your coach talk you into alienating a top wide receiver in the game that's young, and got him and let him get himself traded because you didn't want to pass him the rock. Come on, man! Like you in with it on the you in with it on the with the coaches. Is
life gonna be better for Diggs
You said what happened?
Is life gonna be better for Diggs in Buffalo?
I mean, he's a hero there.
Don't draft Diggs.
Hey, I'm still snatching Diggs in the 5th, 6th round. I don't care.
I'm out.
6th round.
I'm out on Diggs.
Taking Diggs too.
I call him Michael Jordan Diggs because he broke hearts.
Hey,
he broke hearts
real talk.
How many players doing that?
Real talk. Josh Allen has an arm, and Diggs can catch anything. So I'm not saying it's going to be great because I'm not sure he gets a lot of targets because Buffalo is a grinded out, run the ball type of thing.
First, Diggs died, and they shipped his body to Buffalo.
Hey, he balled out last year.
I guess Kirk Cousins killed him.
Nah, he balled out.
Josh Allen is performing the eulogy.
So
what I'm trying to tell you is
you got that's hate. That's hate, brother. That's hate. That's hate. You gotta let that go.
That's me sitting here telling you Josh Allen would rather run the ball in for a touchdown and throw it. That's all I'm saying.
All right, so guys, when I mention this running back, you're gonna let me know if they get paid or if they don't get paid. Derrick Henry.
Paid next year.
Tory?
Paid. He getting paid.
Okay. Leonard Fournette.
No. He's not getting
He'll be gone from the Jags, and he's going to be a discounted player. So he's going to be a great value type player. Okay. Dalvin Cook.
Paid.
Oh, yeah, he's getting paid.
Okay. Aaron Jones.
Nah.
Flash in the pan.
Semi-paid.
All right.
Yeah, semi-paid. I agree with that.
All right, we all agree. All right.
He's not going to get what he wants.
But will he return with the Packers?
I think no.
Same.
Nah, they might trade him.
The same. All right, Joe Mixon.
He might get paid. Joe Mixon gets paid.
He gets paid. Who does the Bengals have? They got to pay him.
And besides, they got the rookie running quarterback. They want to put pieces around him. He gets paid. He's
going to be one of the highest paid running backs in the league. Book it. Just because.
Man, they got the cap space for years.
Exactly.
Cap space out the wazoo.
They got nothing but rookies.
They got enough money to pay all of us. They can pay back. They can pay. They can give everybody stimulus checks.
Hey,
Cincinnati got money forever right now.
They're gonna pay. They're gonna pay Joe Mixon and gum. But moving on. Alvin Kamara.
I don't know.
That's an interesting one because he's never rushed for 1,000 yards.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you can get another Alvin Kamara.
Yeah.
They might franchise him.
I think they're gonna
do that.
I think they will. As long as Drew Brees is there,
the tag is $10 million.
Look, as long as Drew Brees is there,
already ain't got no money.
Hey, Drew Brees gets what he wants.
I don't even want to talk about Brees, man. I don't let him go. Just like that.
All right.
Just like that.
All right, moving on. Philip Lindsay.
Oh, yeah. They got money. They got money.
Nah. They got Melvin Gordon.
He's going to get a small contract.
I think he goes elsewhere.
All right, but that's not paid, though. A small contract ain't paid.
All right. He goes elsewhere.
He ain't getting paid, but, you get something.
He'll end up on the Titans, replacing Derrick Henry. I'm telling you right now, you heard it here first.
We're not doing that.
Right.
We're not doing
that. You said what?
Tommy mad.
We're not doing that. Derrick's gonna be right where he belongs on the Titans team.
All right, so Marlon Mack.
No.
I think he goes elsewhere and gets semi-paid.
Yeah.
And you know why?
They're gonna keep him.
Because every year since he's been in the league, he gets the last 2 years, he gets about 900 to 1,000 yards, 7 to 8 touchdowns every year. I mean, if Jordan Howard gets paid for that, I think Marlon Mack will as well.
I got a name for you. Carlos Hyde. What about him?
I think he's underrated.
Carlos Hyde to me sucks, but that's just my opinion. And you probably think that Marlon Mack sucks.
My thing is you're thinking about just in terms of production, but Carlos Hyde is a productive back.
No, Carlos Hyde is productive. He puts up numbers. He puts up
running back. What's that running back you guys had?
Oh Lord. Alfred Morris.
That was
the ultimate system guy.
Hey, production, baby.
Hey.
No money.
Then he died.
All
right. So, hey, this one right here is interesting. Kenyon Drake. He had 8 games.
He gets paid.
In Arizona and blew up.
He gets paid.
He got to prove himself.
Hey, I don't know. This is one of them guys. Hey, this is one. I'm telling you. If he's not in the right system, he sucks. Look, he's been in Miami for how long? This dude was almost out the league, gets traded and blows up, and everybody's like, Kenyon Drake.
He getting paid. I'm gonna give you another name.
All right.
Jared McKinnon. That's why he's getting paid.
Whew. Man, please don't say that name. Hey, he got me one year. I drafted that man in the second round. And it was a wrap. Hey, you know what? I think Arizona do pay him. I mean, why not? Okay. All right, last one, Todd Gurley.
I'm gonna go with Tory on this one. Semi-paid.
Semi-paid. You know, at the end of the day,
no one's ever gonna trust his knee.
Hey, he's still young. Yeah, you don't trust his knee. Just like that draft, we're talking about David Johnson. David Johnson is still young. He's only been in the league for 4 or 5 years because the injuries make you old. Once you get one of those Maurice Jones-Drew injuries, peanut brittle, you know, happens, man. Once you become a glass, you become a glass. So, guys, thank you guys so much for coming on the show. This was a great episode. We got to do it again. Guys, thank you so much for streaming. For those who came on the show, be sure to follow me on YouTube, Talking Sports with Manny. Tory, where can the people find you?
You can follow me on Instagram, TJ Squared. You know, Tory Muhammad on Facebook. You know, those are my links. All
right, good deal. Tommy?
Back Row Titans coming soon. You find me right there.
Good stuff. Hey, appreciate y'all, man. And we out.
Right.